This is the biggest mistake that I've probably ever made, and I just realized it this year. And I'm gonna share with you guys how I fixed it. I think this is a problem that most people deal with and struggle with, and I still struggle with it, and I'm still teaching myself how to not do. And that's assuming. Assuming you know the bigger picture of everything that's going on. Assuming you know what the other person is thinking. Assuming you know what your client wants. Assuming you know something. And when I first got into real estate, I would assume somebody's situation and try to assume how to place them in the process of buying a home. Now, my broker's wife, Holly, used to always tell me, and she still does, and we kind of make it a rule, if you assume, it makes an ASS out of you. So it's better to not assume and to ask the questions, because no matter how much you get from them, you're never probably going to get everything from them. And this really plays in every aspect of life. Say I'm showing a house and there's a stain on the roof and they're like, is that water damage? I can't assume that. My license doesn't hold that. I could say there's a stain on the roof and we could have a professional look at that and make that call for them, but I can't assume. Or if somebody calls in and they're looking at a $200,000 home, I can't assume that they can afford a $500,000 home. That's probably what they're looking for. Once you start assuming, you start labeling things off of what you see them to be instead of what they are. And this is why it's really important just to ask a bunch of questions, and not just in sales, but with your significant other, your parents, your siblings, your co-workers, anybody really. You shouldn't assume you know what's going on in their life. You should ask, and then you should remember, and then you should continue to build until you feel you've gotten a bigger picture. And even when you get the bigger picture, you may be missing details because people don't want to tell you certain details. If you just assume, again, it makes an ASS out of you. Really, ever since I've learned this trick, I feel like it's taken my relationships to a whole different level, not only with my significant other, but clients and friendships and everything else. I'm no longer guessing on what I believe is going to happen. I just ask questions and continue to ask questions until I understand. I still assume every now and then, right? We're all humans. But the goal is to be more conscious of it and do less of it and ask more questions and try to actually understand instead of assume. Because at the end of the day, 99.99% of people just want to be understood. I truly feel like people have depression, anxiety, and every other bad trait that you could think of because they don't feel understood. And that's because parents are assuming that they want to be just like them, and they're setting up because they assume that they live the best life. You see where I'm going? So just be nice, ask questions, let the details they provide make the bigger picture. Don't let your imagination create the scenario for them, and people will respect you more.